about leadership and the forthcoming few sessions are about leadership and entrepreneurship. So let's start with leadership and move towards like how management sees leadership and entrepreneurship. And so initially we will see how leaders differ from managers. So leaders, they have very different traits, and managers, they have no like very different traits. So um, in very few cases, leaders can also be managers, and managers can also be leaders. So in very few cases, uh, the main uh, the main fact, which differs or which hindrances the managers of becoming a leader is, managers are bound to top management, whereas no leaders, they are not bound to top management, or they are not bound to know like any organization. And a leader can also be a manager, like in an organization. Like a manager can become a leader in very few cases where that there is a need for a change. So if the whole of the organization needs a change, and if the top management approves the change, and in those cases, the managers can become leaders and lead the no the whole subordinates, or no the whole group of individuals, no, to a new level, okay, to achieve something, no, a bigger something, no, very big. You know what leadership is all about. Okay. So today's session we are going to know like focus on what is leadership and what is motivation, and how no like leadership no like it's no like differs from no managers or management. So, who is a leader and who is a manager? As I said, the leader can be, a manager. The manager can be a leader, and in very few cases, it, like happens. And a leader, no, has a vision and strategy. So, a leader, no, like formulates a vision, no, on his own, on her own. So, the vision, it totally no like it the vision is being totally imparted to the subordinates, not to the followers, and makes sure the leader makes sure, or not, instead of no like using the word make sure, the lead transfer the passion uh, for achieving the goal or achieving the objective, no, of the no like the organization or the leader's own objective or goal. So, but the managers, whereas now if you see, they follow the policies, and no, they follow the procedures of the organization, which is formulated by no the top management group. So leaders, they have their own vision, they have their own strategy to follow, whereas managers can also have a strategy, but it's completely based on the policies and procedures put forwarded by the management, put forwarded by the organization. Again, you have to see here what is the organization culture. Now, the organization culture, no, it has a great impact on, no, on managers and, no, leaders. So, if the organization is, no, like very conventional type of an organization, which is, no, like sticking on to, no, the policies and procedures, no, in a very rigid way, then there is no, like no way, or no, there is no environment for any change. So in those cases, managers remains as managers. No, there is no option for them, no, to become leaders. Whereas if the organization, no, though it is conventional, or though it is an age-old organization, but they are ready to accept the changes, no, which is happening in the environment, and they want their managers and no other team members or other subordinates and all the employees in the organization to get adapted to those changes. Those cases, they can no get help of the managers. So managers, they can become no leaders, and they can no lead the whole group of no individuals in the organization to achieve the goals and targets. And then leaders no creates values. They create value, they impart a value in the minds of the followers or in the minds of the subordinates, whereas managers, they always know count the value. They always know like cross check whether no the subordinates value in the organization, what value no if the value is still existing in the mind of the subordinate or still existing in the mind of the employee. So is the employee still committed to the organization? So there will be always a cross check, from the manager's side. And leaders influence and inspire people. They always know like influence in any ways, like through their actions, through their deeds, through their uh, sermons, or through their speech. In any way, they try to influence people and inspire people, so that so it cannot be it cannot be seen. It's not like something which cannot be seen, but it can be only felt. Okay, so slowly the mind or the mindset of the followers or mindset of the subordinates, it slowly starts following the leaders, policies and everything. And whereas managers, they are they exhibit power and control over their subordinates, because that's why they are being hired for in the organization. They have no other way. They have to be rigid for making things to happen. And leaders have followers, but managers have subordinates. Leaders, you cannot say leaders are having subordinates. So all are followers. So leader himself or herself is a follower. So leader himself or herself is inspired by some other leader, inspired by some other event, or inspired by some other, teaching or something else. So leader is always inspired by something more extra. So leader himself or herself is a subordinate. Sorry, himself is a follower. So he always or she always considered those all the individuals who are in the same, who align with the same line as the team members, or as followers. Whereas for managers, all the employees or workers who works under him or her is always subordinates. Though in some cases, managers can mention in front of public, or in the in a committee meeting, they can even mention his subordinate or her subordinate, like he's my colleague or she's my colleague, but that's not actual, that's not the actual thing. So it's always a subordinate manager relationship you can find in an organization. Whereas if the manager is also a leader, so the leader always considers the subordinate as a follower and as a team player. And then leaders are people focused. So completely focused on people, like how to train them, how to upskill them, how to make them understand everything, how to make them make use of available resources, how to make them better in everything, and how to everything. All the focus is about upskilling the people, making the people come up in their own lives. But whereas managers, no focus is completely on managing the work which they get from their subordinates. So that's the difference. And leaders, they are always have a charismatic style. Never, no, um, don't they don't mind what kind of physique they have, or they don't mind what kind of complexion they have. So leaders, they don't mind what they are to the world, so how they look to the world. So that is not the thing. The charismatic charm, it comes from the attitude, the way they behave in the public, the way they behave with their followers, and the words they speak, and the actions they do, and the way they inspire people, the way they influence the people. So these are all the attributes, which makes them, more charismatic. It's not the, physical features. Whereas, managers have always have an authoritarian style. So, whether you like it or not, in an organization. So, but in case of a leadership, if you don't like the leader's principles, anytime you can quit. You can, follow another leader. Okay, you can, get inspiration from another leader. But in, organization, it's not easy to, quit. So whatever you are known in the organization, if you're working under a manager, you have to know, follow the manager's, the voice. Manager's voice always has to be, followed. And leaders love to take risks. They love to take risks, and they are always no change seekers. So that's why they are leaders. They always are no change seekers. But managers, no, they avenge the our they will try to avoid the risk no happening, because the risk is at a cost of no like the company, or no like the value of the company, or the cost, or no like of the company. So they avoid risk, they try to avoid risk happening. But leaders, they enjoy taking risk, they love to take risk, and they know like inspire and influence their followers also know to take risk. So this is the no like main difference no you can see in leaders and no managers. And leaders no always appeal to the heart no like they always do try to touch the heart of the followers, try to touch the heart of the no like the team players. But whereas managers, they try to always influence the top management, the organization, the top person in the organization, whom they are reporting to. So, and leaders are always, like proactive, very dynamic, and, like very proactive, agile, actually, like agile, like keep on accepting the changes in the environment, keep on accepting the changes in the followers' mindset as well, not only in the environment, but in the followers' mindset. So if a follower is suggesting something, or if the follower is, like having, like some other different idea, so that is also taken into consideration, by the lead. Whereas managers, like they are completely reactive, because like whatever information they get from their subordinates, they have to get approval from the top management before executing. So because they are not the decision makers there, managers are not the decision makers there. So they had to get the approval from the top management before executing it in the organization. And leaders are no like they always have rising expectations, like very expectations, more expectations, they do have. So they keep on changing the expectations. Like they are not happy with like what is being like achieved. uh, that is no like which is actually is good. It's good for the no followers actually. So if they feel no like the process, the project is achieved, or no like the objective is no like achieved, or the goal is being accomplished, no, then there is no like no environment for no leading. There is no environment for leading. So it keeps on no like increasing the leadership quality, and like the responsibility and everything, it keeps on increasing. So it keeps on going till lifetime. Whereas the managers, they may always maintain the status quo. So whether things are being done or not, or whether the project is a success project or a failure project, or whether the subordinates do follow the principles or don't follow the principles, that doesn't matter. But managers are always managers, no, in their work environment. Whereas leaders, like they step down into the, like the environment of the followers, and they know make the things work out. And finally, that actually leaders know they give directions. They always know like give directions, and they even know like get the know like comments, or the directions from, even if the directions are suggested by the followers, that is also taken into consideration. But managers know they always know like keep on questioning their subordinates, and they expect their subordinates to know the follow the direction what the manager is suggesting, what he or she is suggesting. So it's completely like one-way traffic, whereas no leadership is no something different. So everyone can give suggestion, and whichever has the maximum number of vote, that can be taken into consideration. So in that way the leadership like works. But managership like that was completely different in an organization. So, though no, like there are many differences between no leadership and no managership or management. So there are no few common factors which both the attributes they share. First thing is professionalism. Both has to follow the professionalism. So professionalism in everything, the way they speak, and the time maintenance, the work ethics, and no in many factors, they need to follow professionalism. So both has to be professional in their own way of like doing things. leadership, no, they have their own way of doing thing, and manager, no, completely follows the guidelines given by the top management. But again, manager also, no, like to execute few things, no, sometimes, no, manager also has, no, uh, their own way of, no, like executing few things. But professionalism will be, no, maintained at both the ends. So because, no, like only if these two people maintain professionalism, their followers or their subordinates, by seeing them, no, they follow the professionalism. They also maintain the professionalism. So professional maintaining professionalism is, no, like the greatest, like quality, like which is to be, followed by both the ruler, I mean both the leaders and the managers. Next one is, like knowledge. So gaining knowledge. So leaders always know, like gain knowledge from the environment. They gain knowledge from their team members. They are ready to learn actually. So they are no like agile learners. They are ready to learn anytime. No, they are ready to learn. They are no like ready to adapt to the changes. No, like they are very dynamic in nature. So they because since they love risk taking, like immediately they will accept any change, which is happening in the team or in the like external environment. At the same time, managers also know they know like they will know like they become knowledgeable, like with the help of the past, experience they have got, in the organization, with the advice and like the directions from the top management, with seniors in the organization. So that comes as a free of cost, right? So that those things, like gives them knowledge, and you have like many resources, in the organization, like the previous records, the historical data, like the previous emails to send, like which describes, the relationship between the organization with the environment, relationship between the organization and the government and the law, and relationship between the organization and their stakeholders. So by and like like viewing all this, managers also like gain knowledge, and leadership, and yeah, both share interpersonal skills. So this is very important because communication, it's very important in both the factors. So uh, communication, why it is important for leadership as well, is because the leader can only impart the like the beliefs and like everything in the followers. The only means is the communication and not nothing else. And same applies with the managers as well. So any changes, the top management wants to implement immediately, that has to be communicated till the the lower level employer in the organization. So everything has to be communicated. Everyone has to know what is the new change, or who is who in the organization. So what is happening in the organization. So what are their like the next uh, goals or objective for the next few days or few weeks or few months. So everything has to be communicated. Proper communication has to be given. The complete communication has to be like that. So it is not like like partial or like half communication. It shouldn't be like that. So complete communication has to be done. Then goodwill. Obviously, here, if you take leadership, like the followers, they have to get the goodwill of the followers. So so that they can uh, they can continue as a leader for some time. And the followers will believe the leaders. They will believe in whatever leaders say or whatever actions the leaders do. So goodwill is very important. Same here, same applies with managers as well. So to like make the subordinates work for him or her, managers has to have like have a goodwill. Otherwise, like there will be a friction. Always you can know like there will be a friction happening in between the managers and the team members or the team players or the subordinates. Always you can find a friction. Only if there is goodwill, whatever the manager says, no, the subordinates will follow. And information sharing and responsibility, both has to be responsible for their actions, because they cannot point out others for any mistakes happening from their side. Even if the subordinates have made any mistakes or the one of the followers has made any mistake, so it is the responsibility of the leader or the manager to uh, accept it and forego it, forego the mistakes and everything, and make sure it is not repeated the next time. So, taking responsibility for the actions, for their own actions, and not only their own actions, but the actions of their subordinates and followers as well. So, taking responsibility, being responsible for everything from their side, that is also an important factor shared by both the parties. And resources. As I said, resources, no, the leaders get resources from all the available networks, from their followers, from external environment, from everything, with their leaders, because these leaders already have, their leader, their own leader. They will be following their own leaders. So from the teachings, what they have got from their leaders, so that is also a valuable resource for them. And here managers also, they get resources, available resources with the organization, they make use of it, and they get no resources from other sources as well. That is no from the market or from the industry, they get resources from the government, from the whatever gases and everything. They get the resources. And last, I know, is the commitment. Uh, yes, commitment is very important because so if commitment is not happening in for both the parties, say for example, leaders are not committed, so things will not work out. That is no like they couldn't keep their words. If they couldn't keep their words, um, things will not happen. The actions will not take place. If actions is not taking place, they lose the confidence. Their followers will lose the confidence. So they will know never they are not going to accept the leader as a leader no in the future, because things are not happening. Whatever is being promised or whatever is being communicated, so that is not happening there. So why it's not happening there? Because there is no commitment there. And here, in the manager's point of view, so commitment has to be there. So if the manager is making a commitment to the top management that these things will be executed, that has to be executed. Or if the manager is promising his subordinates that he or she will communicate with the top management and make things done, it has to be made, it has to be done. So commitment is also an important factor which is shared by both the parties. Okay. So leadership. Five 1 second. Yeah. So let's see the rules of leadership. So shape the future. So how can you accept a leader as a leader? How if a leader says if a leader is leading a group of individuals, how we can identify the person as a leader? So on what basis we can accept a person as a leader, or how can we identify a person in a team, in a group, or in a in in a group of individuals, if this person is a leader? So few things we can notice is shape the future. It is the leadership quality, the first and foremost quality, or the rule is leaders has to shape the future. So leadership is not about speaking the same thing what has happened before. It is not the communicating the same thing what is happening right now, speaking everything which is happening right now present, so that is also not going to work. So shaping the future based on the past event and based on the present event, so what should be the future, so how should be the future plan? So this is no shaping the future. So this is the first and foremost rule. So if you want to become a leader, you need to have the guts to shape the future, not only of the country, or not only of the organization, or not only of your team, but shape the future of the followers, whoever is like following you, because they see you as a leader. So you have the responsibility of shaping their future. So direct them in the right way, so that they have a bright future ahead. Second thing is making things happen. Again, commitment. So if it is something promised or something is being committed, like make that happen. Whatever like hindrances may come. So whereas like in the point of management, or from the point of manager, if you see, you cannot expect like all the subordinates like strictly follows the manager. So in many cases like managers win, but in few cases managers may fail. Though fail, no, manager is a manager, so that's not going to change. But here in leadership, if you see, if the leader fails, like if the leader is having a continuous failure of like 2 3 failures, so like after some time, nobody is going to see that person as a leader anymore. So to have to like sustain the leadership for a longer period, the person has to be like committed, and the person has to make things happen in whatever way, like he or she is planning. So speak to the followers, or communicate with the followers according to them. Like there should be a customized way of communication, because you cannot have like same kind of communication with all of your followers. So each one is different from each other. Every individual is different. So customize the way you communicate with your followers, and make the things happen. Engage today's talent. So like identify the talents in your group, and like make them engage in like all the activities, because here it means that you're making them, you're trying to make them the next leaders. So you're training them to be the next leaders, then building the next generation. So again, shaping the future. So you're like trying to build them the next generation. So you are envisioning how the next generation should be. So since like our greatest leaders in the past, like like Martin Luther King or Mandela or Mahatma Gandhi, and many leaders were there. Like I just named very few, not hardly 1 or 2% of the greatest leaders. So since they dreamed and they communicated and they lead a group of people, or like a vast ocean of people, and many like many people, like individuals, like saw them as their, like leaders. So they somehow, like shaped the future, like that is, the present what we are living right now. So they were, shaping the future in their generation, in their, like period. So building the next generation, that is also more important. Then invest in yourself. That is like making investment in yourself is like investing in everything, the time, energy, these resources and everything, so make those things available, and invest in everything, so that each and every moment, like something, like it is like being, it is fruitful. It is fruitful for the leader, as well as it is fruitful for the followers as well. Then traits of an effective leader. So inspires action. So if you're like attracted towards a leader, you get inspired from those actions, right? The leader can be anyone. It can be a cinematic hero, or it can be your manager, it can be your CEO, or it can be a political leader, or it can be a religious leader, whoever it may be. Like they inspire action. So you try to mimic them, or you try to follow them in few attributes. So you're get attracted towards them, and you like those principles, the way they behave, the way they speak, or like everything. So inspires action. Is optimistic. Leaders are always optimistic. Like you can't find a leader which says, who says like no, it's not possible. So for them everything is possible. Anything is possible. So that's how they like push their followers to the future. So they are not always optimistic, and they have no integrity. Integrity is something very important, but many nowadays like people who declare themselves as leaders, like they don't have integrity part. So many leaders like miss that attribute, integrity part. But the leader has to have an integrity and supports and facilitates the team. Always know they'll be in a supporting hand. They have confidence, high level of confidence you can see in a leader. So manager also know like they require sometimes they also require a kind of training, a kind of motivational training, in the organization, to be energetic and be. But leaders know like nobody is going to train them to be energetic and productive. They themselves has to know like support themselves. So they themselves has to give confidence to themselves. So this is how it has that is the main difference you can see in leadership and management. So managers also they need somebody to train them to motivate them. But for leaders, they have to motivate themselves. They have to train themselves. They have to make use of the resources and knowledge. They have to gain knowledge by themselves. Everything they have to do it by themselves. Uses effective communication. Again, whatever is effective uh, type of communication, like at that time, when the communication is happening, so the leader has to use that kind of communication. That is customizing the communication according to each individual and is decisive. So decision making power. A leader always have a strong decision making power. So these traits you can see in a leadership. Okay. And leaders are always learners. They're always learners. Till their last breath, they keep on learning things. So they learn from success, they learn from failure, they learn from assignments. So some tasks, they learn from books and no other publications, journals, or whatever. They learn from printed sources. They learn from classes. That is no classes means no like meetings or whatever is happening, and they learn from people. They learn from people or no, like not only the followers, the general public as well. And they learn from life, their own experiences, the leaders will be having their own life experiences, or they would have studied their leaders' life experiences. So out of that, they would be, like learning something, and they learn from their competitors as well. So here managers identify the strengths and weaknesses of competitors. They just identify. But leaders learn from the competitors. So whatever is the strength of the competitor, they try to follow it. So whatever is the weakness of the competitor, they try to avoid it. They will not try to make use of it. Whereas managers know from organization point of view, you have to make use of the opportunity what the competitor is missing out. But here the leaders know like whatever opportunity the competitor is missing out, like they will try to educate the competitor as well. That is the like main difference you can see. And there are few principles of leadership. So know yourself and seek self-improvement. Be technically proficient. Being technically proficient is very important nowadays. In past generation, in few years before, like technical knowledge, it's not no like must it's not most sorted factor for leaders, but now you have to be like technically proficient as well. So know the technology, like what is the advancement in the technology right now, that has to be that is also a very important factor, like a leader has to know. Seek responsibility. Seek responsibility. Taking responsibility, being responsible is different, but seek responsibility. That is, so make your subordinates also know, like responsible for their actions and words. So slowly impart this quality in your followers. So it's not that only leader is like making taking responsible of every each and everything. So make the followers also responsible for their actions and their words, so that they will also have a responsibility on their own. So which is always a good for them, which is always good for their future, which is always good for their betterment in life. So seek responsibility, and other than that, take responsibility, make sound and timely decisions. Timely decision is very important in leadership. Here, managers, if you see, they can wait till the top management gives a decision. because here managers are not the decision makers. So whatever is like executed in the organization has to get approval from the top management. So they have to wait for some time. If management is delaying, but no problem, the manager has to wait. But here in leadership, if you see, the leader can't wait for anything else. So timely decision has to be taken, sound decision has to be taken, because here the leader is the decision maker. And not only the leader, the followers also no, they are also involved in the decision making process. Set the example. Always know the leaders always set the example, and know your people and look out for their well-being. So always look out for their well-being. Always look out for your followers' advancement in life, and like make sure they are like progressing in their life. Keep your workers informed, develop a sense of responsibility in your workers, ensure that tasks are understood, supervised, and accomplished. So when a manager becomes a leader, so this is how the things can be done in an organization. That is keeping the workers informed about everything and developing a sense of responsibility in the workers and ensuring the tasks are understood. Not just communicating that this is your task, but making sure the task is understood by that the respected employer. So the employer has to be very sure what is the task and how the task has to be performed. What are all the available resources or tools to perform the task? To whom the person is going to report to? How the person is going to get help from the other people in the organization? Everything has to be made available. No, all this information has to be made available to that subordinate in the organization, and supervised and accomplished. So tasks are supervised and accomplished. While supervising, if there is anything, no deviation, if any deviation is found, so obviously the leader has to suggest that, suggest and make the subordinate understand that it's the thing is getting diverted. So ask the person to come back in line. So this is how it has to be done. Okay, so the leadership quality in managers, no, so it has it's affected by two important factors in the organization: culture of the organization and climate of the organization. So culture of the organization is something, the way the organization functions from the beginning. So the founder of the organization, the what do you say, the goal and the objective of the organization, the people know who comprises the top management, even the product or services provided by the organization. How do they service the people, and what are the who are the target audiences, and the demographic factors, and everything it is a part of the culture of the organization. So that cannot be changed. So any new inventions, any new technologies are coming up, anything new happening in the organization or external environment, nothing would change the culture of the organization. So that is it's imparted in the roots of the organization. So that is not going to change. The goal is not going to change. The basic mission of the organization is not going to change. The objective is not going to change. So this culture also has a very great impact in making a manager as a leader. And climate is the the present work style of the organization, how things work in the organization. So how people adapt to quickly adapt to changes, and what are their the educational backgrounds, what are the employees' family backgrounds, so from which part of the world or which part of the country they come and work in that organization, what are their belief systems, what kind of culture they follow. So all these things that contributes to the climate of the organization, which it's agile, it keeps on changing as new people come in and old people move out, it keeps on changing. So this also creates a great impact in deciding a manager will be a manager only, or a manager can become a leader as well in the organization. So these two factors, climate and culture. So this has a great impact in deciding whether a manager can be just a manager or a manager can become a leader as well. So the process of a good leadership. So what is the process? To challenge the process. That is, whatever process is followed, as of now in the organization. So challenging is something, no, it's not challenging, but it's like, no, trying to change the process. Uh, the process may be conventional one, or the process may be a complicated one, complex one, or the process may be, something not, the process is something, which is not comfortable for the followers or for the subordinates to know, to execute, or the process may require, a lot of, input from the side, from the, side of the subordinate. So for many reasons, the process in the organization, maybe, something which is not acceptable by the subordinates. So in those cases, somebody has to change the process, right? Somebody has to bring the change in the process. So challenge the process. So put forward the change you would like to see in the process. So put forward the change to the top management. Suggest them the best way to know, go with the process, the easy way, the best way, so that the subordinates feel that the process is very easy to execute. So challenge the process and inspire a shared vision. It is whatever is the vision of the organic top management. So have a shared vision. Share it with the the other level of workers in a way that both the parties, the top management and the worker management, they understand each other's, vision and mission. They understand each other's pains and everything, and they understand each other's, the work style, everything, the whole thing. Okay, so in an organization, so the top management can also understand what kind of, work and how hard it is to work for from 9 to 5 or whatever hours the person is working for. So how hard it is to work in the organization for a worker, for a worker level people. And for workers also, they do have to understand the pain of the top management, like how much they have invested. So how much risk the top management is taking by engaging in the the particular industry, and getting loan from the banks, and leasing the land from the owner. So everything, all the headaches and pains, experienced by both the parties, it has to be understood by both the parties. So this is possible only if the managers become leaders. If the managers become remains as a manager, so this is not going to happen. Only if they become leaders, they will know, make these two parties know, shake hands with each other and enable others to act. So if the manager, or if the leader, finds somebody is, very idle in the organization, or particular department is idle in the organization, not contributing much to the process of the organization. So make sure, they also actively involve in the process and encourage the everything. Encourage everyone, whatever the process, encourage the subordinates, encourage everything. So everything happening in the organization. This is the process of good leadership. First, come with the change. Change everything. Not at least, if not everything, at least at least one process which is very complex, or which is very which is very tough to execute, and though inspire a shared vision. So once it is approved, inspire a shared vision, enable others to act. Identify who are very idle or which department is very idle, and make them also act in the process. And keep on encouraging others. Then management and leadership theories and models. So there are 5 leadership theories: corporate governance, social contract, Maslow's hierarchy of needs, love and spirituality in management and business, change agent. So these leadership theories are suggested by five different scholars, not by one scholar, not by one management scholar, but by five different management scholars. So corporate governance is by I don't remember the name, but like I'll try to get you the name. So everything is no like formulated by different scholars, but no to all together no like to sum up no everything we have no five leadership theories. So in the future there may be a change in these things because many scholars are still working on no to add on few more theories into this list. So let's know like look on to these five theories. First one is corporate governance. So corporate governance is something, no, like governing the corporate. So checking, have a check with the corporate. That is, no, like how the corporate is functioning in the industry. So what relationship, no, they have with the environment, with their worker, with the other stakeholders and everything. So how do they know, like manage the business and what social responsibility they have. So there is something called no corporate social responsibility, CSR. So being no like socially responsible for no for the environment, for the community, for their workers, for the law, for the government and everything. So corporate governance is all about we know governing the corporate, that is governing the top management people. Okay. So having a check on know how they are in the industry, how they are in the economy, or what role they are playing in the economy. So how they are impacting the society, and to what extent they are, to what extent they are not having their social responsibility factors, so how they are not changing the external environment, like for the betterment of the future, for the betterment of all the factors, for the betterment of their employees. So this is corporate governance. Next one is social contract. So social contract, that's a no like invisible contract between the leader and the follower. It's an invisible contract. For if you take no managers, you can know sometimes in an organization you can see no like visible contract. Contractors no signing up the like what do you say that employment letter. When you sign up an employment letter, it's mean no, it's a kind of a contract. You're accepting the offer given by the organization. You're accepting the rules and all the regulations, and you're accepting the salary. You're accepting everything. You're accepting your roles and responsibilities, and you're ready to work for the organization. So that's a visible contract. Whereas leadership and followers, no, the kind of relationship, no, between that's an invisible contract. So followers are not bound to leaders. Leaders are not bound to followers. But leaders try to inspire and influence followers. And the followers, no, like they take the attributes, they follow the attributes, the and know the beliefs of the leaders. So they sometimes know at least one among those individuals will become leaders in the nearby future. So this is the social contract. This is an invisible contract between the leader and the follower. The third one is Maslow's hierarchy of needs. So see, for any person to become no like a leader or to become a follower, it's like no like few basic things. No, it has to be no like attained. Few basic things has to be no like satisfied. So only after satisfying those needs, you can no like think about no leadership, or you can think about no following a leader. If those basic needs are not attained, then it's difficult to know, like, to have any policy of your own. So these basic needs are no like the physiological needs, that is the bodily needs of no like having water, having a shelter, having clothes to wear, having food. So these are the physiological needs. That is a very, very basic factor any human would need. So if a person is not even having that basic need, he would not be a follower or she would not be a follower. So the idea of following a leader, no, that will not be, the scenario at all. So the first and foremost the plan of any individual is first satisfying the physiological need. Satisfying the physiological, that is no having a shelter, having clothes, having no like at least 2 meals a day, and no like having a good sleep, and these are the no like these things has to be attained first, and then there's a safe environment. So if a person is not feeling safe in an environment, no, like he cannot be a good leader or cannot be a good follower. So completely, no, the person should have no little, no, like a free mind, no, to follow something. So safety also plays a very important role. So there is a small line between, no, like following a leader and following no, like God. So when safety is the matter, so very few, no, like get on to the other line, that is following the leader. And most of the people, if you say they know like belong to the other no like line, they follow God, whichever God no they believe, because for them, no, like that is the only salvation they have. No, like instead of believing, human, no, like they believe, no, why don't we believe in God? So it's about no the belief system they have. So the safety is also a main important factor. The third one is love and belonging. So here maybe, like sometimes, no, the attributes may differ. So even if a person is not loved, or even if a person is no like not being no like taken care of, that doesn't matter. Um, yeah, following a leader or becoming a leader, no, like that's possible. And then is the esteem, maintaining a self-esteem. So when these three basic things are no like satisfied, maintaining a self-esteem. So maintaining no like a good lifestyle, and maintaining no like a kind of no like a socio factor thing no in the society, and these things no like showing off no uh, the the way we live in, showing off what we know, our knowledge, and showing off the things we own, or showing off no like what are our no assets no that includes our family also. So like no, we can show off our assets. No, like these, no, these comes under esteem, self-esteem part. And finally is the self-actualization. So a self-actualized person. So once these, no, like everything is no like met, self-actualization comes, no, like sometimes for few persons, the self-actualization comes when the physiological need is satisfied. And for few persons, self-actualization comes once safety is satisfied. So for people, when love and belonging is satisfied, self-actualization comes. So it depends on the no lifestyle or the experience the person no gets in the life. So when self-actualization is sustained, no, when that is being met, no, like and the leader, no, like arises, or no, like you have a free mindset now, since now everything is satisfied, and you start believing in something, you start following something, you start, no, like taking those, no, like whatever your leader is no, like, imparting in you, you follow those things. So these are the hierarchical needs. Then, love and spirituality in management and business. So, spirituality here, it means no, it's not related to religion. So, spirituality is something, no, the commitment, and no, whatever you do, if you're no completely committed to it, that's spirituality. So there is no religion playing here. So whatever you do, whether it's your no like job, or whether it's no loving your family, or whether it's like doing no like something no which like following something, or watching a movie, doing a hobby, whatever it is, no, if your mind is totally no like concentrating on that, and no like completely you're devoting yourself to that work, no, that's spirituality. So spirituality and love, the love for no like the people, the love for no the change, the future change, and the love for no creating a change, and the sense of spirituality that is completely committed, everything no, so that creates no like great leaders, that those these two things no like uh, no like it creates no great leaders. So love and spirituality. So love is towards the society, love towards the people, love towards the followers, love towards the teachings and no the instructions given by the leader's leader. So whoever the leader is following. So all these things, no, this creates great leaders. And finally, change agent. So if a person is becoming a leader, it means no, he wants no like there is he needs something change, a change maybe in the society or change maybe in the lifestyle or a change in the government, the change in the way people see things, the change the people perceive things, no. So the leader is always a change agent, no, in the environment, whether it is no in the management or no outside the management, in the organization or outside the organization, a leader is always looked as a change agent. Okay, so we have few more slides which we can see in our next session. So any doubts as of now?
Thank you.
No doubts. Okay, fine. So we can take to the next session. Yeah,
Thank you, ma'am.
yeah. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Okay, thank you.